Elevate your workday with Ikea's Berkant. It's stylish, versatile, high quality, and comes with excellent customer service, all at a mid-price point. Join me in today's video as we deep dive into Ikea's most popular motorized standing desk. I'll be providing my quality analysis, covering off everything you need to know before buying. And stay tuned until the end for some installation tips. Starting off with design and height range, one of the most important features of a standing desk. The Berkant starts off at the lowest level of 2'1" or 65 centimeters and extends all the way up to 4'1" or 125 centimeters. Shorter users can adjust their seat lower to the ground so their feet can rest flat on the floor whilst maintaining a comfortable desk height in a seated position. Louise is 5'1" and the seated height is perfect for her. Shorter users who like sitting really high up on the chair may still need a footrest. Taller users can adjust the table height accordingly to suit their comfort in a seated position, and at its maximum height can suit standing users up to 6'6". The tabletop I opted for was a 5'3" width or 160 centimeters and 2'7" deep or 80 centimeters and a small thickness of 0.6 inch or 1.6 centimeters. This allows enough depth for a large monitor, plenty of working space, and a thinner tabletop gives a sleek look and also doesn't add any additional unnecessary height to the desk. The legs come with dual motors attached to a controller. Guidelines state that it can carry a maximum weight of 155 pounds. I've tested over 180 pounds without a loss in speed or performance, and only when we approached over 230 pounds did we start to experience failure. So the desk can handle heavy loads, and it's very unlikely you'll be maximizing this with the average laptop or desktop setup. The Berkant also includes a net which is mounted beneath the desk to store all your cables, creating a neat and tidy feel. Let's take a look at the materials and build quality. The tabletop is a fully packed oak veneer particle board with slight curved edges. It's tinted in a clear lacquer, giving it a nice and smooth matte texture. I'm also a fan of the curved corners and edges. Not only does it look great, it's safer around children and is less likely to fray compared to a sharp edge. The tabletop isn't a solid hardwood, which I know lots of DIY enthusiasts prefer, but in my opinion, this is quite unnecessary for an office setup as they're heavier, more expensive, and you're not going to be applying heavy duty wear and tear. Both the rail and legs are a color coded steel. Foot is a color coded aluminium. The feet caps are a high density plastic. Finally, coming with a polyester cable management net. The dual motor is relatively quiet, moves at a moderate speed, and doesn't disturb my meetings or create any additional background noise for video calls. Moving on to stability, at its lowest setting, the table is quite stable. No movement is experienced when using the table normally as an office. You also won't notice movement in the table itself from bumps. However, the shake does transfer to objects on the table like a screen. As the height starts increasing, the stability does begin to suffer. Wobbles become more aggressive with monitors, and the entire table starts feeling quite unstable with larger bumps. I'm currently using mine in a carpeted room with a thick foam underlay, which makes it slightly less stable compared to hard surface. There are some mixed reviews online on whether the stability is a deal breaker for the Berkant. In my experience, this hasn't really bothered me in the standing position and is not something I take notice of while working. The table does have slight wobble, but hasn't impacted my ability to work. User experience will vary on this topic, and I highly recommend you try the table in a local store where possible before buying. Have you used the Berkant? What are your thoughts on the mixed stability topic? I'd like to know what you think in the comments section below. Let's take a look at the assembly and some tips to maximize stability. Given the tabletop comes with all the pre-drilled holes and marked out perfectly, the Berkant took me approximately 30 minutes to assemble on my own. You'll need a screwdriver or a drill. Having a second person to support is highly recommended and will make it easier and faster. Here are some tips I came across to maximize stability during the assembly process. 1. Make sure all screws around the table are super tight, using the longer lever of the Allen key for turning as tight as possible. 2. Add in extra screws and washers in the remaining pre-drilled holes under the frame to tightly secure the tabletop, which I have done. 3. Ensure feet caps are tightly fastened and ensuring the table is placed on a flat surface. 4. Hard surfaces will provide more stability. And lastly, placing it against a wall if you don't plan on adjusting the height. I think Ikea could have slightly improved the stability if the collapsible legs contained extra screws and were rotated so that the wider base was designed to be at the bottom. Adding in some extra cable clips can support, tightening up extra cords and diverting cables well away from your feet. Any other tips and tricks that you've come across during the assembly process? Leave your comments down below. I love to share your ideas with others. Let's have a look at the various different styles on the Ikea website. The Berkant legs come in both a black and white, and the tabletop has a range of 5 different colours and even 4 different sizes. It's rated 4 out of 5 on the Ikea Australia website and is a bestseller with over 300 reviews. Both the legs and the tabletop are sold separately, so you do have the option of buying just the leg and finding your own tabletop. But do note that in doing so, you won't have the pre-drilled holes to guide installation. If you're looking for more stability, the Edison range has legs designed in a triangular shape, which makes it very stable when testing it even at its maximum height, though it does come at a higher cost. I wasn't a fan of the style, and because standing stability isn't something that bothers me too much, I traded this for the style of the Berkant and at a lower cost. I've been using the Berkant for approximately 2 weeks now in both a standing and seated position. What I like most about this table is its style and nice finish. When coupled with some table styling, it really creates an environment that makes me want to come into this room and do more work. The height adjustment range is also suited to many users, and like with all standing desks, helps with fatigue and blood circulation. The downfalls of the Berkant is its stability at increased heights. If you're someone who is planning on using the standing feature and bothered by screen wobbles, I wouldn't recommend this table. As with all Ikea products, the best features coming with the table is the 10-year warranty and 365-day returns policy, so you can have peace of mind dealing with one of the largest furniture and homeware companies globally if you ever experience a fault within the first 10 years. Not many other companies can compete with that promise. Or if you do decide to buy the Berkant and decide you don't like it, you have a whole year to change your mind and return it for a full refund. To avoid this inconvenience though, I highly recommend trying it out in store before buying. That's another quality review delivered by Kevanalysis. I hope it's helped. Please like and subscribe, and for those who have tried the Berkant, please let me know what are your thoughts in the comments section below.